Welcome back. Today, we step into the legend of a hero who's never out of time. A symbol of hope, awakened from the past to fight for the future. Steve Rogers, Captain America, rises once more not just as a super soldier, but as a leader rallying tomorrow's heroes against impossible odds. This is Marvel Rivals. I'm Vigil, and this is Video Game Lore. Let's follow the shield through space, time, and destiny. I fight for more than a flag. I fight for an idea. Steve Rogers' journey began in the shadow of World War II, when a scrawny volunteer became the world's first super soldier. Enhanced by the serum, Steve became Captain America, fighting bravely for freedom, until the day he crashed into icy oblivion and was lost to the ages. But legends never die, and decades later, scientists in the 2080s thawed Steve from his frozen tomb. The world he woke into was unrecognizable, a future ruled by the Iron Fist of Doom 2099. Where old friends were lost to time and new threats loomed on every horizon. Yet Rogers adapted, becoming not just a soldier of the past, but a beacon for tomorrow, battling tyranny in ways he never imagined. Everything changed again with the Timestream Entanglement. Steve found himself ripped from the future and cast into the present. The world was familiar, yet fractured. Timelines colliding, old enemies returning, new alliances forming. Rogers, ever the leader, found himself surrounded by the Avengers and heroes of every era, determined to prevent the desperate future he had seen. For Steve, every moment was a reminder of how much had changed. On a balcony overlooking the interstellar sprawl of Wakanda's empire, he reflected on his purpose. Beside him stood Clint Barton, Hawkeye, an old friend from a time Steve barely remembered, and Bucky Barnes, his brother in arms, now the tormented Winter Soldier. Steve's tale spilled out. How he'd survived the crash, how Natasha Romanoff, the Black Widow, rescued him from an Alchemax lab in 2099 Tokyo. How they fought their way to freedom before Steve vanished to keep her safe. He told of finding sanctuary in the intergalactic empire of Wakanda, where King T'Challa and Shuri gifted him a new shield and a place among their people. But the future was unraveling. The Timestream Entanglement threatened all realities, and T'Challa enlisted Steve to gather the bravest soldiers from across time and space. Hawkeye and Winter Soldier became his first recruits, partners for a new age of heroism. Yet all was not well. Bucky, scarred by Hydra's manipulations and new, darker forces, began to change. Strange tentacles emerged from his cybernetic arm, his mind haunted by whispers older and darker than Hydra. In a frantic battle in Wakanda spaceport, Bucky lost control, forcing Steve and Clint into a desperate fight to save their friend without hurting him. With Shuri's help, they discovered a way to reset Bucky's arm and purge the corruption. Hawkeye's sharpshooting, Steve's shield, and Shuri's tech combined to bring Bucky back from the brink. Even after a century apart, these three heroes proved that brotherhood and loyalty could survive any storm. As the dust settled, Steve gathered his allies. The world was more complicated than ever. A patchwork of timelines, cosmic threats, and impossible choices. Captain America's spirit had not changed. He fought not for a flag, but for the idea that tomorrow can always be better, that courage and compassion never go out of style, and that no one is ever truly alone in the fight for freedom. For Steve Rogers, the war never ends, but neither does hope. Steve Rogers' journey from the battlefields of the past to the tangled timelines of the future is far from over. As timelines collide and new threats rise, Captain America stands as a symbol of resilience, leadership, and the power of ideals. His story continues to unfold with every battle, every sacrifice, and every friend found along the way. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Captain America's lore, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that hype button for more Marvel Rival stories. The legend endures, and so will our exploration. This is Vigil from Video Game Lore, and I'll see you in the next one.